So I think we are good to go now. Shall we start?
So shall we start?
Yes. Good morning, everyone. Respected guests, teachers, and my dear students. A warm welcome to you all to this first edition of interaction session this year. And this is a first of its kind initiative by Montessori, aimed to give an opportunity for the students to have an interaction with inspiring personalities to learn and to learn from them. And we have a very special person as our guest today. He's young, he's inspiring, he's an IAS officer from Uttar Pradesh cadre, currently working as mission director for skill development mission for Uttar Pradesh state. Ladies and gentlemen, he is our Montessori's own child. An honor to introduce you all, Mr. Vamsi Andra, IAS, as our guest speaker for the session. As I mentioned earlier, he is a proud alumni of Montessori, and he is indeed a state rank holder in APR-JC examination during his 10th standard. He then went on to do his engineering in JNTU, Hyderabad. Like they say, dreams come true when the desire transforms into concrete actions. He started for his following his dream of becoming a civil servant with his strong will and determination. He became an IRS officer, and then with his next attempt, he became an IAS officer. He worked as a collector of Jhansi district in UP, and now, like I said, he's serving as mission director, skill development mission for Uttar Pradesh state. Sir, it's an honor to have you here with us. So, with your permission, before you start your speech, I request our correspondent sir to speak a few words about this session.
Welcome to all my students and today's guest, Mr. Andra Vamsi, IAS, our great alumni of Montessori. Today, we are going to start the session, the triple benefit scheme session. It's a great opportunity to inaugurate this session by our alumni. So, he will speak about his experiences to become a IAS officer, and also you can interact with him. So it is a seeding budding stage to become an IAS officer. It's a great and very difficult task, because UPSC in India, it is the highest grade of examination, the civil service examination. So to achieve this great goal, how you have to work and what qualities you have to get. He will tell you, and you will ask your doubts. You will interact with Vamsi, and Vamsi definitely he will guide you in future also in more sessions. So I welcome Vamsi to interact with our students. Thank you.
Sir, good morning. So,
Good morning.
Good to see you. And thanks to this digital network, we are able to connect very often over these video conferences and webinars. Good morning, Shavari. So I do still recollect Shavari holding in my lap when I was doing my schooling in Montessori, and we used to compete to grab Shavari in our labs. So, good morning to everyone, and good morning all the kids, good morning all the teachers, and good morning all the Montessori family and all the students of Ongole. And it's very nice to be with you on this Sunday. So today morning, I mean, it's a pleasant interaction with my wife that where are you heading to? Then I said that I'm going to office. So on a Sunday, going to office is not a right thing, especially a day before Diwali. But somehow I said that I'm going to interact with my school students. And she said that nobody can stop you, then go ahead and finish off your day and come back as early as possible. But anyways, I do have enough day for you, or the long day for you to interact with. Sir, I've been told that it will be an interactive session instead of what do you say? Instead of a monologue from my end.
Yes.
If somebody likes to ask something, they can ask me. But what about the modus operandi? How to proceed?
Actually, what we planned was for your speech for sometime for a half an hour or 45 minutes. Then we'll ask the students to interact with you so they
Right.
can ask their doubts.
So before we start up, then I do request all the students, let us follow a particular code over this webinar. Sometimes, people do unmute yourselves or people do unvideo yourself. Just let us follow the decorum of this webinar, because everything in social media is incidentally, it's going to be a viral. So let us not do such kind of stuff before starting the session or during the course of the session, that not to unmute randomly, or not to unmute or not to have something which is really going to spoil the fabric of this webinar. Let me start with, okay, it all starts with my journey with Montessori schooling, say from 1996, when I've started my 7th class. So that till that time I was in my grandmother's village of Pugundur, and then my mom got transferred to Ongole, and that's how we shifted to Ongole, and that's how I got acquainted with Montessori. And from 7 to 10, I was with Montessori Public School, and was no doubt about it. It had given me good laurels in the society, and it's been 22 years of association with Montessori Public School, Prakash sir, Sabari, Vaishnavi, and all my good teachers, and very good. It's been a very good journey so far, and it's going to be a good journey further ahead. I do proceed my communication with you, let me make it very clear. Uh, IAS is not the only job. People can excel in many ways of life. It all depends upon your priorities. What are your priorities? And what are your strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats? That is typical SWOT analysis. So whatever I like may not be liked by you. Whatever you do have passion for, I may not be passionate about it. So you have to identify yourself first of all. You have to think about yourself, that what is my strength, what is my weakness, what is my opportunity, and what is my threat. This is the right analysis that one should start their life with. So wherever you are going to excel, you start liking it. The moment you start liking it, then you will have enough love for it. The moment you do have enough love for your subject, enough love for your profession, or enough love for your activity that you are going to perform, that is going to be the best for you. So no doubt, I mean, our professions are trying to the public, so we do have the public recognition, number one. And our profession is trying to the image of the public also, or our image is trying to the public also. So we do have that public image in our profession, no doubt about it. But I certainly want to say one point very clearly, that this is not the only profession. There are so many professions in life. There are so many people who had excelled in life, and there are so many people who had excelled through multiple platforms of life. So that's how you have to identify yourself, what you are gonna be, and what you want to study, and what you want to put up yourself. There must be a lot of batches that had passed out from Montessori in the last 22 years. More or less, most of the people had been employed here or there, and they were employed just because of the reason that they do like that profession. And what is that profession? You have to identify yourself. That is the first and the foremost thing one should start introspecting about, and thinking about themselves. The second thing, I told you about SWOT analysis, I told you about priorities. And the third thing, all these are trying to your lifestyle also. Not only lifestyle, but also the discipline. The discipline can be a physical discipline, a dietary discipline, food habits, and also advanced planning. So these kind of, what do you say, the discipline which I've been mentioning about you, because this is, just give me a minute, just give me a minute. I'm sorry to interrupt. I mean, there was an important phone call for me from my secretary. So, as I've been mentioning about discipline, discipline can be the physical discipline, the dietary discipline, the food habits, and also your financial discipline. If you can, what do you say, integrate the four qualities which I've been mentioning about, then your life will not be into a commotion. The life will always be steadfast. The life may be a bit slow, but it doesn't mean that you are going to ruin yourself. You are going to push up yourself. And the discipline also matters with respect to your manners. The discipline also matters with respect to your language. The discipline also matters with respect to your communication skills. The discipline also matters with respect to your body language as well as the temperament of your tone. The discipline matters with respect to your irritations. So one should not react much before if something goes wrong for them. You have to observe the restraint and you have to maintain your cool and you have to think about yourself. Okay, whether it's my mistake or whether it's the other's mistake. Now coming to the point, whether if it is others' mistake, that is not your cup of tea. That is his mistake. Not to bother about it. The only thing that you can do in your life is just ignore. Because we do have a tendency to be after their lives or take some vengeance or take some, because this is not going to solve any of your purpose. It is nothing but you killing your own time, you wasting your own time for some unproductive things. Now, another important point is every second counts. Every second counts in the sense that whatever you do, if you are interacting with a person, try to learn the best out of him. If you are interacting with your parents, try to learn the best out of your parents. If you are going to school, try to focus upon the things which are being taught to you, because all these things can be memorized in a day or so, or maybe in the next month or so. Every second counts in the sense that if you are traveling to some place, try to learn something. If you are browsing something over the Google, try to learn something, because everything is nothing but accumulation of knowledge. And people cannot grow overnight. Let me be fair to you. People take many years to grow. So it is not just a typical social media button press and then you are going to have some exe file visible on your screen. It is not like that. Life is a steadfast process. Life is almost, what can I say? Life is very simple that if you make it steadfast. If you start making it a commotion by reacting for frivolous things, it's going to be a commotion for you throughout your life. And the best example that I can say, whatever the hard work that you have to do, you should do within your 25 years of age. Because after 40 years or after 35 years, if you start working hard also, it doesn't yield you productive results. The best hard work that has to be done is from your 16 to 25, because that is a time where your exact brain gets matured, personality gets matured. You start seeing the world in a very different direction because of your growing hormones. And that's it. Last but not least, I have to tell you people, because I'm telling you something which is really what had been seen by us and what were not being seen by you. If you still recollect, I mean, I will come to Ongole itself. There was a time when Ongole was not having proper roads, but now entire Ongole is laden with RCC roads as well as, 4 lanes or 6 lanes, a bypass, so many things. There was a time when people used to live in small dwellings, but now we have high-rise buildings in Ongole itself. There was a time when people used to pray for not the electricity cuts to happen, but now we are provided with full-time electricity supplies over there. There was a time when we used to go to the libraries and then take the books and study over there, or people climb up on the ladders in the libraries, but it was not the same. Now people are able to get everything browsed on their cellular phone itself. There was a time when air conditioner or a washing machine or a cellular phone was a luxury need, but it's now a basic need of life that everybody is having it. In that way, if you can see, there were times when it was a 2-lane highway. Many accidents used to happen during my childhood, but right now it's a 4-lane highway and things are very, very fast. Once upon a time, if you have some entertainment, that is only Prakash sir must remember about this thing when he will be remembering his childhood, if I'm not wrong. There were only 2 programs for us. One is a Chitrahar on Friday, and there is a movie on Sunday, that too in the Doordarshan, and we do have only two television sets. I mean, it's an Oneda or a Dianora or a Murphy. But now you are given with multiple entertainments, if I'm not wrong to say, and also access to the multiple information. There was a time when people used to stand in queues for the water supplies, but now everybody has a household tap connection. So this is what our generation actually had seen. I mean, Prakash sir generation must have seen something even worse to that. But now all our elders had given us something which is called a developed society. And our generation also had taken it forward for the further development. But your generation had been given with all the things. What I should say you is try to keep them intact. Second, not to spoil the social fabric of the society by uttering frivolous statements. Third, last but not least, this is really important for you. World is driven by social media. So use the social media for a good cause, for a proper cause, for your own self-development or individual development. It should not disturb the fabric of the society. There was a time when people doesn't have houses to dwell in, but now everybody is having a pakka house. If I recollect my grandmother's village, when I went over there, I don't have anything to offer to them that whatever assistance that I can do, because everybody had evolved in their life. Everybody had come up with a very good human development index, that they are living in pakka houses, having access to all the resources, material resources, whatever the developed society is having over there. So this is how, after having all these achievements, one should be proud upon themselves that we have achieved something which we haven't seen. But yet the progress is a continuous process. It should be consistent. So we keep on evolving. The human race will keep on evolving. But the problem is that we should not be disturbing the fabric of society using some kind of frivolous things, and for which social media had always been an impetus, or had always been a trigger. So let us try to use the social media for a positive notion itself. Apart from that, I told you about learning process. Learning is something which is continuous. Learning cannot be done overnight. Every day you learn, every second you learn, every month you learn. If you introspect yourselves, you can feel the difference within your personality from this month vis-a-vis the last month. That is what people should think about. Now, another thing which I've been mentioning about is your diet. Your diet should be very healthy. Your diet, I mean, have whatever stuff that is really tasteful for you, but it should not disturb your cycle. You should get up, you should get ready, and you should go to the school. You should have your studies, and you should come back, you should play, then you should also relax. But this entire cycle disturbs upon your healthy diet. If you don't have that physical discipline in your life, whatever you are gonna do is gonna be a waste, because you'll be falling sick, and you will not be attending the school for 7 or 8 days, and the cycle gets disturbed, and it will be an overload upon you. So having this dietary discipline is really an important thing and the need of all, because your generation is exposed to the fast foods. So fast foods may be good in terms of taste and may not be good in the long run, because it may disturb your physical discipline of life. Then planning. I'm coming to another word called planning. Whatever that you have to do, it has to be done within a fixed time frame, because the entire world runs on a time. And if you delay your process by 1 or 2 months, which means that you are getting delayed by 2 months vis-a-vis your own peers and colleagues. So plan it in advance, such that things cannot be overshot to you at the last minute. Many of the people have a tendency to prepare for the exams in the last minute, which is not a right sign. Because it is not for examinations that you are studying, it is for the self-interest or learning that you are putting up your education for. It doesn't mean that if you get 35,000, you are very well paid, or if you get 1 lakh, you are not. If you get 30,000, you are not well paid. What is the job satisfaction that you are going to derive is the exact thing which you should think about it, right? And lifestyle, as I told you, no doubt, I mean, it can be physical discipline and it can be a dietary discipline, and also lifestyle. Whom you interact with is really important. Because if you start interacting with a certain set of population, your mindset tunes to that segment itself. So have more interactions, interact more. If you interact more, you can pick out the best of the best out of it. Our job actually gives us the opportunity to interact with the wide spectrum of people, ranging from poor to rich, or ranging from intellectual to non-intellectual, or ranging from various economic sections of society, various social segments of society, various linguistic segments of society. So that's how our personality grows day by day. That's how you should also be developing yourself. Now, next thing, whenever you have this opportunity, try exploring the place. Because the moment you explore the place, you will learn certain new things. It's not only learning new things, it's learning about their diet, it's learning about their lifestyle, it's learning about their social dwellings, it's learning about their economic, economic aspects of the society. It's also learning about the physical infrastructure or social infrastructure of that particular society. It's also learning about many components of the society in terms of socio-economic, political, linguistic, and cultural aspects. And one more thing, consistency. As I told you, learning is a continuous process. It's a consistent process. It doesn't mean that if you pass your 10th class examination, the game is over. The game starts with that particular episode. Then you have to go out for your plus. Then you are go to for your graduation. Whatever is the best, whatever is the fit thing for you, whatever is the best suited priority for you, please do think about it first. That priority has to be identified right from your 7th class itself. Then only you can orient yourself according to the direction. And now one more thing, decision. Once a decision has been taken, you are there to stand up for your decision and not to turn back from your decision unless until the conditions may not be suitable for you. Right? If you have to remake a decision or rethink about your decision, the only thing that really matters to you is whether the conditions are aptly suited for you or not. If not suited, what is the best available decision that you can make in the existing set of conditions? Then another aspect is of your life is mistakes. People often make mistakes. It is human tendency. Make the mistakes, not a problem at all, but you should not make the mistakes repeated. Once a mistake had been done, it has to be reintrospected, and then you have to analyze yourself, whether it is your mistake or whether it is somebody else's mistake. If it is your mistake, you have to rethink about your personality development. If it is somebody else's mistake, the only thing that I can suggest you is to ignore, because that is not going to help you in your long run of life. But avoid the interactions. Delete that particular element from your life, as simple as that. But making mistakes repeatedly is not going to develop your personality at all. Mistakes can be any sort of mistakes. You can tease a person, you can taunt a person, you can mock a person, but it may be once or it may be twice, but after that it should not be, because that is not going to help your personality development. And then other aspect is the targets. Fix out the targets. It can be a monthly target, it can be a quarterly target, it can be an yearly target, or it can be a target for the next 10 years, what you should do or what you have to do. That can be in terms of finances, or that can be in terms of income earning, that can be in terms of knowledge accumulation, that can be in terms of setting up your health right, whatever segment that you're going to deal with, this is going to be helpful to you. And also one more important thing that I should tell you, that have respect for God, because that is the one which is going to set the society in order. Do pray every day. That will always give you a self-discipline how to move ahead in your life. I'm making my statement very clear that do pray for God that everything should be very good for you, and you should be very good for the entire society. You should not be a pinch in the society. There is a tendency in your particular age, especially in the teenage, when we do cruise through our life. Teenage has a certain element of absenteeism due to the growing hormones, because we start thinking about ourselves in a very, very different heretic manner. That is one thing that we should also revigorate ourselves, that it is nothing but a passing phase in your life. And extracurricular activities. Everybody of you must be having some or other extracurricular activities wherever you are interested. Do try to nurture that extracurricular activity, because that is going to be your hobby in the long run. The moment you start getting a job and earning and also doing yourself very well in the life, you may be getting bored due to the continuous monotonous activity. So having a hobby will always give you a nice pleasure in your life, that you have something to boast about yourself, that yes, I'm this. So that hobby inculcation is also the need of our right now. And no doubt, I already mentioned about you the emotional balance or the containment of temper, or not to be short-tempered, uh, which is the exact thing required, because that is going to cost our time. So time management is always dependent upon our emotional quotient as well as emotional intelligence. So this emotional balance has to be really strike very well if you really want to perform your life. And that's all from my end. And well, it's always a pleasure for me to interact with the Montessori kids. And indeed, I'm not able to come to Ongole because of my hectic activity here. But next time, whenever I do come to Ongole, certainly I do interact with you people in person. And my best wishes to all the kids who are sitting in front of me right now. And do well,
Thank you,
excel
sir.
in your life, and ensure that you will be the proud or pride for the society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I think we can open this session for a Q&A round. So those students who have a question to ask, please raise your hands. Okay. B. Bauer from 8th B. Please ask.
So who is that?
Bauer? Hello. Bauer, are you there?
Good morning, sir.
Yes, yes. Speak. Ask your question, Bauer.
Good morning, sir. My name is Bawar from 8th class D section. Sir, if you don't mind, can you tell us what are your strengths and weakness?
My strengths and weakness.
Yes, sir.
Hello, my strengths and weakness. Okay. My strength is that I do love my subject. And my strength is that I do like my job. My strength is that if I do take a decision, I stand by my decision, whatever it may be. And one more strength is that I do explore places. I do read a lot. I do browse a lot, and I do try to learn something new every day or every hour, whatever that comes on my way. And my weakness, yes, I told you not to get irritated. I often once upon a time, I used to get irritated, but right now I have given up that habit because it had costed some of my time. And my opportunities, yes, my parents, my school, and she's no more. I mean, my social teacher, Sucharita ma'am, actually uh, inculcated the interest for me in social studies, that is civics, economics, polity, and geography. These are the basics of our civil service examination. And my plus one and plus two, who had really given me a free coaching for my intermediate, because I have never been a financial overhead to my mom and dad in terms of my schooling. And no doubt, I mean, Ongole had always been my opportunity. Vijayawada also had been my opportunity. Income tax department, IRS service had been my opportunity. So there are so many opportunities. If I do count on saying that every place where I have worked, I mean, being a district collector in Kushinagar, or being a district collector in Jhansi, or being a registrar banking, or being a mission director skill development, or being a chief development officer Allahabad or Mathura or Moradabad. So many places that I've really traveled across, and everything had been an opportunity for me. And I told you that every second counts for me. Every second counts for me. Every interaction also counts for me. And threats, yes, of course, the usual threats, what normally people does have, that is your physical discipline, because the moment you start growing by in terms of age, you have to maintain a very good diet and balanced diet, which is the need of hour for me. And apart from that, threat in the sense that parents are growing old, so have to take care of their health. This can be another threat right now. But during my study days or during my education days, there were no threats because the only thing in front of me was the opportunity itself. And it can be my JNTU Hyderabad, or it can be RCRD Study Circle, or it can be Braintree, wherever I have studied. These are all have been my opportunities throughout my life. So opportunities keep on coming to you, and interactions keep on happening to you, and strengths also keep on growing day by day, and threats may also grow day by day. The only way is to avoid the threat. I think that I have made your point very clear, Bahar. So I can see a lot of hands being raised right now. Let me ask you one by one, because it may be tough for you people to raise the thing continuously. Let me start with Lakshya Sri, 7th class. I hope she must have been over the web. I mean, you raise your hand here.
Yes.
Lakshya Sri.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, beta. Please tell me.
Sir, my name is Lakshasri. I'm studying 7th class D section. Can you say me answer? Do people feel satisfied after becoming an IAS officer?
Pardon me? I didn't get your question. Come again, please. I mean, I'm not able to understand it.
Sir, do people satisfy after becoming an IAS officer?
Of course, yes. I told you, you have to identify your priorities, and being an IAS officer, we do have multiple exposures. We do have multiple exposures in our life. I mean, I was managing the skill development mission for the last 1 year. I mean, before that, a couple of years, I was managing COVID-1, COVID-2, lockdown, migrant labor crisis, locust crisis, and also doing the infrastructure development of Jhansi. It can be an expressway, or it can be a 4-lane PWD highway, or it can be a Central Agriculture University, or it can be a renovation of all these 3-tier Gram Panchayat structures like sub-health centers or primary health centers or Irish hospitals or agro-cooperative grade societies. So if I can start saying the things, there is no end to it, whatever that we were working in our life. If it can be a cooperative department, we have recorded around 1,600 crores of fund for the government of UP, and 900 crores of debt have been cleared for the government of UP. It all depends how you actually love your job, love your profession. So no doubt, I mean, extremely satisfied.
Okay. Sir, I have another question. Can I ask?
Please.
Who support you to become an IAS officer?
Oh, my dad and mom.
Okay.
Mr. Srinivas Gautam.
Yes.
Srinivas Gautam, 6D, roll number 37.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, dear.
My name is Gautam from 6th D, sir. Sir, what activities we should do to become an IAS officer, sir?
Only 3 activities: read, and memorize yourself. That's all.
Okay, sir.
Right? The more you study is the more you learn, and the more you learn is the more you memorize.
Okay, sir.
Mr. Jayant, G. Jayant, class 8, section D. Jayant, class 8, section D.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Morning.
Sir, if you don't mind, can you say in your childhood, in which subject were you interested?
Pardon me, childhood?
In which subject were you interested?
I told you, right? I mean, I was much more interested in social studies. And the second one is mathematics.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Thank you, sir.
Right. Miss Shashi Rekha, 7th D.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Morning, dear.
My name is Srika. I'm studying 7th D section. Sir, I have 2 main questions. Can I ask?
Please go ahead.
You told us, sir, because you becoming an IAS, your father and mother are dedicated with you. But how do you become an IAS?
I'm not able to understand your question, Veda. Please come again.
Like, how do you become an
Yeah,
IAS?
Right. And okay, one, how did I become an IAS officer? Okay, one second.
And after my goal is also to become an IAS.
Right.
After becoming an IAS, what main thing we need to do for people?
Right. So that's a good question. I mean, to become an IAS officer, it's very simple. There is a set pattern of examination that has to be given, and every year this examination is being conducted by Union Public Service Commission. It's a constitutional body. As per the Indian Constitution, we do have a Public Service Commission to recruit the bureaucrats on merit basis to Government of India or Government of state. I mean, state governments or federal setups wherever. The examination takes at least 1 year for you to give the entire examination. That can be a preliminary stage, that can be a mains examination, and that can be an interview call. And finally, you have to go through the 3 phases of this examination. It's a very simple answer. And after getting inducted into the services, you will be undergoing a training of for a couple of years, or maybe 1.5 years, depending upon the service. And that's how you will be confirmed in the training. And the moment you are confirmed in the training, and you will be given the regular assignments. So coming to a second question, that you want to become an IAS officer, and how can you help the poor? Now coming to that point, it's a very, very good question. If I am going ahead and constructing a Gram Panchayat Bhavan, which means the services of Gram Panchayat will be delivered to the public at the Gram Panchayat level. If we are going and renovating a primary health center or constructing a primary health center, it is gonna give you the access to the basic health, primary health. The same logic applies to community health center at the secondary level. The same logic applies to the district hospital. That's how the poor people go to these hospitals. One is the health aspect. Second is the education aspect. People, depending upon their income levels, people may go to private school or people may go to the government school. So in general, we do monitor the government sector. So giving a little value addition to the government schools in terms of developing their infrastructure will really motivate the students to come to the government schools. And also ensuring the proper enrollment ratio and also containing the dropout ratio will promote the literacy rate in the society. Now, if you discuss about agriculture, supply of seeds, procurement of grains can always derive the benefit for the poor. If you go to the industry setup, promoting the industrial policies, giving subsidies to the micro and small and medium enterprises will always give an advantage to the below middle class or above middle class category of population. The same logic applies to transport department. If you can regulate the transport phase, that is going to help the public. If you can ensure better bus services or better facilities in terms of transport services, that is going to help the public. The same logic applies to fuel or energy department. If you can ensure proper recoveries, then you can go for a proper purchase of the electricity part. So it's a very wide concept, or it's a wide spectrum. If you start dealing with multiple departments, that it always ensures right delivery of goods and services to the public. For example, if you're having a land dispute with your neighbor, so you may approach the court. An officer should always be judicious enough to settle the dispute for both of you in his revenue court or in his or her revenue court. That's how we are actually trying to the image of the public, and we are actually trying to the delivery of goods and services to the public. For example, supply of drinking water. For example, supply of water through the irrigation canals for agro productivity. That's what it is all about, serving the poor.
Yes,
I hope I made my answer clear bit.
Yes, sir. For me also, very thank you to answering my questions.
Thank you. Mr. J. Prakash.
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Right.
I am Jay Prakash from 90. Sir, you have studied in Montessori school, right?
Yes.
So what is the most memorable moment in your schooling time?
Well, whenever I used to attend any elocution competition or essay writing competition, I used to get good prizes for the Montessori school, and that had actually given me a lot of accolades. Number one. Number two, my entry in Ongole has been a bit late, but somehow I have coped up with the late joining in Montessori. In 7th class, I'm able to make my mark at the district level. So that is another memorable incident. And 10th class, yes, post 10th class, I didn't get a good total in 10th class examination due to language subjects, but when I got the second rank in APRJC, then that also had been a very good milestone for me. And being in Montessori, I do have the exact exposure of going through each and every lane of Ongole. I used to come by walk, I used to come by cycle. So exploring Ongole had also been another good memory. And Srigiri, cycling to Srigiri had also been a good memory for me. And I do still recollect my teachers' names: Malati ma'am, Sucharita ma'am, Sindhuri ma'am, and Raju sir. So a lot of people, Sukesh sir, who taught us physics. So interactions with all these teachers had always been a good memory. I mean, there was another guy called Rajan sir, Prakash sir. No doubt, all these interactions had always been a good memory in my life.
Okay, sir. Sir, another small question for you. Sir, what is the building block of your success?
Pardon me?
Sir, what is the building block of your success?
I'm missing your word. Please come again. I mean, your voice is a bit echoing. I mean, please go ahead. Come again.
Sir, what is the building block of your success?
Shabri, can you guide me, please? I mean, what is the?
He is asking what is the secret of your success, is it?
There is no such secret there. It is just a simple way of life. I mean, I really study a lot, and I actually studied for a right purpose. That is for the examination, or it can be an IRS officer, it can be an IAS officer, or it can be a software engineer job. I actually studied at the right age, at the right time. That's all.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Because if you start working hard after 40 years, nothing is going to be in your hand. What I have done is, at the right time, I had actually invested my energy, hard work for the examination job. That's how I'm here.
Thank you, sir.
Abdus Sami.
Yes, sir. A very good morning to you.
Morning,
I also want to become an IAS officer. I am studying 9th class now. So I have two questions, sir. I mean, what will you do when you get bored while preparing for your exam, sir?
Yes, no doubt about it. I mean, that those days there was a social networking site called Orkut. So majority of my software industry, software friends had been invested. That is one. And second, it's only for a span of 5 to 10 minutes, or else there can be a Reddit Ball Messenger, or there can be a Yahoo Messenger at that point of time, or there was a G Talk. Wherever really I have to reorient myself or come out of that deprivation or monotonous activity, I used to interact with my friends.
And what
or I used to go for a cinema, or I used to go for a online learning mechanism, whatever it is. So that's how I created time for myself.
Sir, I have another question.
Yeah, please go ahead.
What is the most memorable moment in your career?
Most memorable moment, I can say that we were able to handle the COVID-2 operations very well in Jhansi as a district collector. We were instrumental in getting an international airport to Kushinagar during my tenure, because most of the airport work had been done. I was able to get some, our district was able to get some President Award for the distribution of equipments to the physically disabled candidates in Allahabad, where I was CDO. Right now it's Prayagraj. And so one village, one pond initiative in Jhansi. And we as a district, for Allahabad district, as a chief development officer, we are a sweep nodal active officer. And the election commission, we are able to get the election commission of awards for the best sweep activities. And when our strawberry festival had been appreciated by the Honorable PM in Jhansi. And so there are many things. If you can Google my name, you can get.
Yes, sir. And the last one, as an aspirant, I am curious to know which phase of the exam you felt hard, the prelims, mains, or interview.
Right, fine. So there was one paper called Anthropology 1, because it is a bit ticklish. So Anthropology 1, during my first attempt, I do still recollect praying for Anthropology 1 that I should be able to answer at least 5 out of the 8 questions. When I've seen the paper, I'm able to answer 8 of the 8 questions.
Wow.
So the time management of the exam is also really important. And then later I realized that it was a fear factor that had really bothered me. Otherwise, it's a very good thing.
and I am very glad to speak with you, sir. Thank you for giving this time.
Thanks,
And a
Beta.
very happy Diwali, sir.
So by the way, I'm so sorry that I'm not able to convey these wishes to all of you. Happy Diwali. And
Same to you, sir.
Next, Snigdha.
Sir, good morning. I'm introducing myself. My name is Snigdha Edula. I'm 7th class D section.
Yeah, please.
I have 2 questions, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
The first question is, when you are 12 years old, what was your aim?
My aim during 12 years old, it is very premature to say an aim at 12 during that particular age. At the time, my aim was to get into a nice employment, a decent, a dignified white collar job. That was my actual aim. So my actual target was set in during the course of engineering days. When I was in my second year engineering, I have felt that, okay, people are lining up for software engineer jobs, people are lining up for GRE, TOEFL, or CAT exam, whatever it is. And then, so coming to your question, that is 12 years old, aim was only for a dignified white collar job.
Okay.
Asma.
So the second question has, sir.
Yeah, please.
You have become an IAS officer, right?
Yes.
What the first thing you've done for people or something else?
All right. Okay. So before turning out to be an IAS officer, I was also an IRS officer posted in Vijayawada. Then we were able to realize almost 150 crores of revenue for the government of India. That was my first achievement.
Okay.
And the second achievement, I can say, being an IAS officer, being a block development officer, I was very much instrumental in reviewing all the villages and ensuring the funds flow to the last mile through NREGS programs. I hope I have cleared the question, Beta.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Right. Asma?
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Beta.
I'm studying 9th class and I want to become an IAS officer. Can you please give me few tips to prepare for it?
So, right, as of now, the priorities in front of you should be very, very clear that make out some good achievements in class 10, because during the course of my interview in IAS, I do still recollect getting an award for the Police Commemoration Day in the year 2000. 1999 to 2000. During the course of my 10th class, I got an award for essay writing and I got an award for elocution. So when they asked me in my interview about my achievements, I mentioned this as one of the points. So in a couple of my interviews, I mean, almost 3 interviews that I've done, in a couple of interviews, they have asked about Police Commemoration Day. So everything should count to you. Your 10th class mark should count to you. Your 10th class achievement should count to you. Your +2 achievement should count to you. Then they asked me about why did you quit your software engineering job, being an engineer. Then that also counts to your achievements, or that also counts to your preparation for the civil service. And finally, it is the exam. So it should be a step-by-step process instead of jumping into the conclusion. One cannot become an IAS officer overnight. You have to develop through the phases of your life. It's muted if I'm not wrong. Please unmute yourself. Asma, please do unmute yourself.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll try my hard.
Thank you. Nihar.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Morning.
So my name is Neha from 9th, sir. I have a question.
Yeah, please.
Sir, to whom and to what do you credit your success?
I do credit my success to many people. In my school, no doubt about it. My parents, no doubt about it. My siblings, no doubt about it. My in-laws and my wife, no doubt about it. And I do have so many well-wishers actually who had taken care of me during the course of my preparation days. They were my engineering classmates, Sinu, Shiva, and Ratan. So many people when I was a bachelor studying for the examination, they used to take care of my monetary needs. They are very simple monetary needs, taking me for a picture or giving me some nice food. But those things really matter. There is another friend called Tulasi who had actually, what do you say, boosted me or motivated me to go ahead. And apart from that, my coaching center, I mean, RC Reddy sir, who really gave me free coaching during those days itself. I was not into the examination field at that point of time. And Krupaganam sir, so many teachers in that way who had actually nurtured me very well. I do give all my credits to them for being into this profession right now.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Roshan.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, dear.
My name is Roshan, sir.
Yeah, dear, please.
I'm studying 7th. I'm having two questions. In what subject I have to gain more knowledge for IAS?
Every subject, I mean, and you have to be a master of all trades. Instead of being a jack of all trades, you have to be a master of all trades. I mean, majority of the subjects depend upon your optional subject also. But in terms of general studies, you have to have a minimal knowledge of each and everything that you're going to study. That can be your geography, that can be your economics, that can be your polity, that can be your civics, that can be your history, that can be your science and technology, environment, pollution control. So you have to master those subjects. So there is no alternative to that. The more you explore is the more subject that you are going to see. And imagine always a very well-learned man always says that there is a lot of things to learn. There's a lot of things to learn. So you have to keep on learning. There is no such thing called that you have to master only the certain aspects. Okay, for the sake of examination, I can say that you do have to prioritize a couple of optional subjects that can be of your choice. There are 26 subjects, if I'm not wrong. I mean, right now, I'm not able to see the latest certification. That's how it is now. Please do unmute yourself. I'm not able to hear you at all. I'm not able to hear you, Mr. Roshan. Please do unmute yourself first. Roshan, I'm not able to hear you. Please do unmute yourself.
Roshan, unmute your mic.
Yes, sir.
Please, you're saying something. I miss your voice. Go ahead.
What group is for IAS, sir?
What?
Maybe he's asking which group did you take?
Okay, my optional subjects. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
So my optional subjects were public administration and anthropology.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, dear. Thanks a lot. Vigneshwari.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Good morning, sir. I'm Hanvi from 7th class D section. My question is, to become an IAS, what book should we have to read?
To become an IAS, Shabri, please guide me in this matter. I didn't hear that properly.
What books we have to read, sir?
So, what books? Na? So, your social studies should be very clear. First point. And if you rate physics as your optional subject, your physics should be very clear. So, if you rate mathematics as your optional subject, it should be very clear. Whatever the subject that you choose depend upon the priority or depends upon the love for the subject, so that it can get you enough marks. There are even many subjects. People even give Telugu language as their optional subject. People even do give economics as their optional subject. But what are the subjects that you do prefer to optionalize yourself? It should be excelled at par. But that is now a bit early for you people also. Right now, your focus should be much upon securing some good percentile in 10th class, 12th class, because these kind of things matter a lot to your resume, to your curriculum vitae. So once these basics are actually established, this is nothing but an alphabet, then the final exam will be very, very easy to handle.
One more question, sir.
Now, please go ahead.
What is the salary of an IAS officer?
Oh, yes. Right now, I'm able to derive 1.4 lakh as of now.
Thank you, sir.
Per month.
Advance
And,
happy Deepavali, sir.
thank you, happy Diwali. I just forgot to mention you that we are also given other perks being an IAS officer. We do have access to the vehicles, we do have to the house rent allowances, or we do have access to the dearness allowances. We have access to the government quarters. So these are other perks which we do get as an IAS officer wherever we are posted.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Kartikeya. Thank you, Karthik. Your voice is in bits and pieces. I'm not able to hear you. Can you please stream your internet properly?
Okay.
I'll come back to you. Just adjust your internet settings. Miss Deepika, 8D.
Good morning, sir. My name is Deepika. I'm from in 8th D section.
Just give me a minute. Just give me a minute, please.
I have a question, sir. Who is your
Just a minute.
inspiration?
Just give me a minute. I'm coming back to you. Just give me a minute. Yeah, Deepika, please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead. Deepika, please.
Good morning, sir. My name is Deepika. I'm from in 8th D section.
Yeah.
I have one question. Who is your inspiration, sir?
Well, inspiration in the sense that across fields there are many people, but one person whom I really admire or really do like is Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. He actually had invested a lot of his energy and time for the welfare of the vulnerables of India. And no doubt about it, the one who actually serves the poor had always been an inspirer for many. So it can be Mother Teresa, it can be our Honorable Prime Minister, and it can be many statesmen who actually serve the poor.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Chanakya.
Sir, my name is Sakshi. I'm from 10th class D section.
Please go ahead.
I have two questions.
If you can unvideo yourself, it can be much more better.
Sir, why there is no exam for politicians?
Well, it's a strange question. Politician always gives an exam for every 5 years, dear. And people always actually being a politician is the really the toughest task. You have to deal with so many people. You have to deal with so many problems of the society. You have to deal with your own competitors, and they do give exam on a day-to-day basis. Let me be fair to you. Every public interaction for them is an exam because it decides their next 5 years of future. So whatever that we are enjoying the fruits are actually the what do you say? The hard is also actually the hard work of politicians, because we are in a democratic setup and we have further decentralized ourselves into a 3-tier panchayat raj setup. At the Gram Panchayat, at the Mandal Panchayat, at the Jilla Panchayat, then as an MLA or as a municipality chairman or as a mayor or as a chief minister or as a council of ministers, they always pass an examination that is nothing but an election process or a day-to-day public hearing process. So they do have an exam and they are accountable to the people. They are accountable to the assembly or the parliament wherever they are sitting. I hope you understood my point.
Just to extend the same question, I just want to add to the same question. Sir, how are judiciary, bureaucracy, and legislative are the three main major aspects of our country? So how hard or how easy is it to work together with all three systems?
See, being a part of executive, I'm always accountable to the legislator. That is how your audit happens, or that is how you are responsible to the legislature through your assembly questions or the parliament questions. Being a legislature, they are accountable to the people. That's how they undergo through the process of election. Being a judiciary, it keeps a check upon the legislature and executive whether they are on par with the constitutional provisions or not, or on par with the legal provisions or not, or whether the legal documentation had been rightly done or not. Because the power should not be abused, or the power cannot be misused. Now, if the power is getting misused, or if there is any abuse of authority of power, the judiciary always steps in. The judiciary's major role is to check whether the laws are rightly implemented or not. If there is a deviation from the law, and if somebody is really at peril, they can always approach the court for the righteous action.
One else who has a question to ask?
So that's how there is a separation of judiciary and executive. There is a separation of powers, and there should be checks and balances. So Hasini, yes.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Myself, I am Hasini from IT section, sir. My dream is to become an IAS as an IIT student.
So, well, I suggest you first to make your full-time efforts for passing through the JEE examination, and then we will definitely have a further interaction about IAS preparation also, because that is also another toughest examination, no doubt about
it. Sir.
Right.
So, if you don't mind, I have heard that the questions which are asked in IAS interview are very difficult and tricky. Today you would share some questions which are asked.
It's a very lengthy questionnaire. I mean, I can share those documents. I mean, those documents are over the web itself. I mean, they were uploaded on the web. You can download those documents. I mean, my first interview, my second interview, my third interview, and you can go through that process. They are very, I mean, it's not an interview basically. It's about testing your personality. It doesn't mean that you know everything. If you don't know something, you should be in a position to accept that I don't know, but certainly I will learn about it. That is very clear. It is how you interact with people. It is how you interact when it is just a conversation that happens over there, or it's just a testing of personality that happens over there, and how well behaved you are, and how well projected about yourself, or how well you can manage the toughest situation if somebody is sitting in front of you. It's more or less a personality test than being an interview. Let me put it this way.
Okay, sir. How do you feel after your interview, sir?
Well, it's a very healthy conversation. They have given me good marks. First, second, and third. I mean, and the third, okay, they have given me the best of the best marks. And first also, they have given me the best of the best marks. It's a very good interaction.
Okay, sir. I can ask another question to you, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
What are the inspirational words to become a IAS in your career?
Work hard. Keep learning continuously, and like or love your job. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Advanced Diwali, sir.
Thank you, dear. Thanks a lot. So there is another Hasini sitting in front of me, 9th E. Okay, let's go ahead.
Good morning, sir. I'm Hasini from 9th standard. I would like to ask you a question, sir. What are the failures of an IAS officer, and what you faced, sir?
Well, this is nothing but my boss asking me a question to me. My boss asking me a question, what are your failures? So I can say that, okay, typical performance appraisal report, non-timely release of funds, or some kind of COVID protocols, I can put in this way, but definitely you have to think about your strengths and weaknesses, as I told you, and you have to think about your range, as I told you. So identify those targets within the time limits only. If you keep extrapolating your targets, then you cannot achieve them, because everything is driven by a human factor, and you have to motivate a lot of people down the line, or you have to energize the system down the line, and you have to manage so many pressure groups down the line. Then only you can actually succeed very well. It's all a situation specific. That is a very vague question, I can say. We handle multiple assignments, multiple responsibilities. Sometimes the funds are available within a fraction of time. Sometimes it may take a couple of months to get the funds released. So these kind of planning will keep the things delayed. So in your perspective, what I can say is that if somebody is not working hard, which means that he is a failure. If somebody is not having an advanced planning, which means that he is a failure. And funds may be released today or tomorrow. Definitely it's going to happen. But whether your plans are accurate or not, you have to check it out. So if the plan is right, I can say it's a successful thing. Because there are many priorities for the government to adjust according to the emergency conditions also, according to the crisis situations also. So they have to manage each and everything. And at the end of the day, if our income levels are very high, no doubt that it can be done very easily. So the society also should contribute for the raise in the GDP of the nation.
So what is your proudest moment in your life?
My proud moment, I mean, I have told you many things. I mean, if I am not wrong, I have answered this question already. Wherever I have worked in Prayag or in Mathura or in Muradabad, conducting the Panchayat elections, where when my name got nominated for the Honorable PM's award in Jhansi while I was the collector. So there are so many proud moments. You can Google them. You can see my profile in the Google. It's very clear. Thank you.
Thank you.
Nissi.
Sir.
Please.
Sir, my goal is to become an IAS officer. Which group I have to take after 10th?
It all depends upon your strengths, beta. If you are strong in biology, you can also give the examination through biology. If you are strong in physics, you can give it through physics also. If you are strong in mathematics, you can give it through mathematics also. But right now, as I said, your goal should be to make sure that your resume will be much more attractive. Your 10th class performance should be attractive. Your 12th class performance should be attractive. Your graduation should be attractive. The moment they see a profile of yours, they should conceive that, okay, yes, she is a very hardworking student and a very hardworking human being. That's the fact.
Sir, I can ask another question.
Yeah.
Sir, how many marks do you get in board exams in 10th?
If I'm not wrong, it was around 490 out of 600. Yes. About 483, if I do still recollect the figures. I lost in a couple of languages. That is, one is Hindi and second is English. The rest of things are almost 90 plus.
Sir, in which institution do you study?
Come again.
In which institution you have studied, sir?
In which institution? There are multiple institutions. I mean, if it is +1, +2, Sri Chaitanya, and if it is graduation, JNTU College of Engineering, University Campus in Hyderabad, and if it is Civil Service Coaching Center, it is RC Reddy and Braintree Study Centers.
Okay.
So, well, thanks, Nissi and Suman. So, Suman, are you sleeping? Or you are portrayed in such a way?
Suman, your voice is not audible. There's a noise.
Talk to Suman after a while. Then Suman 3. Sumana Sri, 8th class.
Hello, sir.
If I'm not wrong, it is Ekshit who had been.
Yes.
Ekshit or Sumana Sri?
Ekshit, sir.
Please go ahead.
Sir, what is your daily favorite hobby, sir?
Daily favorite?
Hobby.
Acha, okay. Hobby can never be a daily favorite stuff, but my favorite hobbies are traveling and photography.
Thank you.
Sai Sarath.
Do you believe the God in study career?
I didn't hear you properly. Please come again.
Sir, do you believe the God in the study career?
Yes, I have made it clear in my words prior to the conversation itself, if I'm not wrong. Have respect for God, have fear for God. Mr. Danveen.
Good morning, sir.
Morning there.
So my name is Danveen. I'm studying 7th class D section. So, what is your journey of becoming an IAS officer?
My journey of becoming an IAS officer is very simple. When during my college days, majority of the people were opting for GRE, TOEFL, CAT exams, and GAT exams. Then I felt that okay, let us go for something different. That is the civil services, because we do have an opportunity to serve the poor, and we do have to have an opportunity to work for the government. And there are a couple of officers in my family who people used to actually discuss about. So I have a huge respect for them, and no doubt it's a craze that after seeing those two gentlemen, I felt that okay, let me also be into the services. And that's how during my third year, first semester of engineering, I have done my NCERT textbooks. Then second sem, third year, I have done my public administration. Then fourth year, first sem, I have done my anthropology, and fourth year, second sem, I have done my general studies. And I was delayed for a year just because of the age factor. And I was delayed by an by an year for the age factor, because we have to finish 21 years of age to give the examination. And 1 year had been a productive time for me to revise the entire subject and give the examination. Yes, 7 I have given the exam, and 8 I was into the IRS services. And second thing, my maternal uncle, who is no more right now due to COVID, their family have been very much instrumental in fostering me or motivating me. Whenever I get bored, I used to go to their home, pick up the late train, and enjoy myself studying in Vijayawada also. So, Nivedita. Nivedita, class 8.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Hi, good morning, sir. My name is Nivedita. I'm studying in 8th class D section. I'm asked one question. Why are you interested
Just give me a minute, Beta. Please hold for a while. Please hold for a while.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead, Nivedita.
Why are you interested in an IAS officer?
I told you more the public interactions and variety of the job and ability to serve the poor and do something productive for the society. That's it.
Another question, sir.
Yeah.
How you prepare a collector interview, an IAS interview?
For example, I've been interacting with you people all the way. If you can recollect that the best alternative is to speak to the point and grasp the thing, whatever that is in front of you.
Thank you, sir.
To summarize it in one single line.
How you prepare in an IAS interview?
Again, the same thing I'm repeating. The more you interact is the more well conversed you are with your fellow mates. It is just an interaction. It is a personality test. It's not an interview at all. Got the point?
Thank you. Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Lalasa.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, beta.
Sir, my name is Lalsa. I'm studying 6th class.
Right.
Can you explain how is your journey, sir, to becoming a collector?
Oh, well, that's a good question. I mean, being a collector, one cannot be a collector overnight after passing the IAS examination. Let me be fair to you. And we have to undergo through a training, 1 year of training in Mussoorie and 1 year of district training. It can be a practical training also, being a sub-collector in Shahjahanpur or a joint magistrate in Shahjahanpur district. So I was joint magistrate in 3 districts. One is Shahjahanpur, second is Pilibhit, third is Moradabad. Then I've learned about revenue laws, then magisterial laws, then court work, then flood management, then crisis handling, then law and order issues, etc. And even the block level activities. Then I've been promoted as Chief Development Officer. Chief Development Officer is none other than second to the collector, handling all the departments except revenue, police, and urban development. So being a Chief Development Officer, we used to monitor the work of many line departments. It can be a social welfare, it can be a backward welfare, it can be a minority welfare, it can be a public works department, it can be an electricity department, it can be a water works department. So that's how we have mastered those all departments at the district level or at the district administrative setup. It can be a basic education, it can be a secondary education, it can be a higher education staff, or it can be a land acquisition project, or it can be an NHI project. So various engineering organizations, all these things summate to a proper coordination affair that has to be done by the Chief Development Officer at the district level. So I was Chief Development Officer in Mathura, I was Chief Development Officer in Prayag and Moradabad. So these 6 assignments had actually given me a right tuning to earn the best thing after getting posted to district Kushinagar as the first, that was my first assignment as a collector. That is being the district collector of Kushinagar. Then my second assignment was district collector of Jhansi. Then I was exposed to the head of the department postings like Registrar Cooperative Banking and Mission Director or Skill Development Mission, as well as Managing Director Land Development. So every assignment is unique, every assignment is a learning, and that's all it is.
Thank you, sir. Advance happy Diwali, sir.
Thank you, dear. Happy Diwali to you. Lakshmi Meda.
Good afternoon, sir. What is the happiest moment in our school, sir?
In your school, okay, fine. When I was called from Vijayawada during my +1 days and being felicitated for my achievement in APRJC second rank, that was the most happiest moment which I have to recollect about the Montessori school. And second happiest moment is when whenever I used to go for some elocution competitions, they used to promote me very well, and that fear factor was actually taken away from my personality during the course of schooling days.
Thank you, sir. Happy Diwali. Sir.
Thank you, dear. Happy Diwali. Harini?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Sir, why do you become an IAS officer, sir?
Again, the same question is getting repeated. It is for the productive societal development that I can reiterate myself. I can contribute to the society as well as I can contribute to various assignments that I'm handling right now, a variety of job. And whatever that we do, it is all about benefiting the people. That's it.
Negative and positive strength, sir.
I'm not able to hear you properly. Please come again.
Tell me about negative and positive strength.
I told you, right? There are so many strengths which I have already narrated to you, and weakness, once upon a time, it was my temper. Right now, I have come out of it, and because due to the one single reason that it's killing my time. So the only way is to avoid a tussle or avoid a situation that may enter into your brawn. That is the only weakness which I have faced, and that's over right now. And strengths, okay, I do read a lot, I do browse a lot, I do learn a lot, and I keep interacting, I keep traveling, I keep exploring places, I keep doing photography, and I do communicate with people a lot. I do interact with people a lot. So I have the best things to borrow from the other side of the personality also.
Thank you, sir. Happy Diwali, sir.
Thank you, dear. Happy Diwali. Navya
No, just a request from my side. Please, everyone, please don't ask the repeated question again. If you have any new question other than the ones which were asked, then you can ask. Okay? Yes, please go ahead. Now, obviously, go ahead.
Yeah,
Morning, sir.
Morning.
Morning, sir. My name is Navya. I am
please.
6 My question is, what are the rights of an IAS officer?
I miss your voice. It was in bits and pieces. Please tell me once again.
What are the rights of an IAS officer?
Shakti, can you guide me, please?
She is asking what are the rights of a IAS officer.
Rights.
I guess she's asking the duties.
Okay, fine. So duties, right? In one single line, it is how you benefit the people, or how you benefit the society at large. In various capacities or in various assignments that you do handle, it is how you benefit the society at large. That's it. That is one single line answer for this. Because you will be dealing with multiple institutions, and I have already narrated what are those multiple institutions. And some kid had asked me about what are the responsibilities that you have discharged as a district collector or as a chief development officer across various departments, how we can bring changes.
Thank you, sir.
Sheikh Muhammad Saad.
Advance Happy Diwali, sir.
Thank you, dear. Thanks a lot. Same to you. Saad.
Yes, sir. Good morning. This is Saad. And I think when you are studying Montessori, you have participated and you have seen elections, right?
Elections, definitely in the year 1999. I have seen that. 98 also I've seen that. Yes.
Sir, do you have participated?
I didn't participate in the elections, or neither I have the right to vote at that point of time.
No, maybe he's asking about the school elections.
The school elections, okay. We were not actually, I mean, right now the school is a bit crowded, but during those days, my classroom strength was not so much enough to go into this kind of activities. There was not an election that had been held in the school, but I can say that we were familiarized with the election process in our social studies classroom.
Okay, sir, I have another question. Sir, can you express a moment that shows your patriotism?
Okay, if suddenly somebody sings the national anthem, no doubt about it, I can stand up immediately.
Thank you, sir.
There is the respect for my national anthem, which I do have.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
K. Teja.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I'm very glad to meet you, sir.
Yes.
So my question is, how to build more concentration towards our aims and goals?
More concentration towards aims and goals happens only if you start liking, or if you start having love for your goal. It should be like a, what do you say, a passion, or it should be like a madness for your goal, that you have to achieve this goal. That's it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Lakshmi Chaitanya.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
This is Lakshmi Chaitanya from 9th standard. Firstly, I wish you a very happy Diwali in advance.
Thank you, and same to you.
Sir, I have a question that is there any change in your life after and before becoming an IAS officer?
Well, as the age grows, we have to contain our dietary habits. Let's not spoil the stomach. That's my first answer. And second thing, I mean, during your age or during the young age, we used to eat a lot because the body is growing up. So we have to contain. At that time, the priority was to eat more and more so that you can develop your physique. But right now, you have to contain your diet, or a healthy diet, continue yourself to a healthy diet that you should not spoil your digestive systems. But and the habits also should be very, very clear. Second point, no doubt if I compare my personality to my personality 20 years back, there is a lot of change in the personality because I have seen a lot of world, I have seen a lot of, I've read a lot of books, I've read a lot of people, I've interacted with many people throughout the day. Daily, I do interact at least 100 people. So my communication skills had really evolved a lot. And my knowledge had also been accumulating day by day. I still feel that there is enough knowledge to be accumulated by me. That is a lifetime process. There is no alternate to that. And third one is that, okay, delivery, wherever I've been posted, wherever I've been assigned a task, I used to deliver to the best of the best. And the results are within the framework that have been given to me. And every assignment, I do maintain a diary. And if I do turn the pages of that previous diaries also, I can still figure out, yes, I have done something good for this particular area, particular society. And that's how the fruits are being reaped by the next segments of the society. Okay, no doubt. I mean, in terms of my individual economic independence or my finances, I have earned a lot through my official salary. And my mom also supplemented me through her retirement benefits. So this can be my financial aspect. And I'm a father of 2 kids. That's another achievement I can say. And my wife had been very supportive for me for the last 12 years. And it's been 12 years of my marital life. And it's been 14 years of my service that actually a lot of world had been explored to. And I'm in Uttar Pradesh for the last 11 years. And I've learned Hindi, which is not our language, but now I'm really eloquent in Hindi. And I do keep interacting more and more people, and I know many problems of the society and how to tackle the different sections of the society through their through effective delivery of goods and services is one particular thing which I have really mastered in. I've nurtured my 2 hobbies, traveling and photography, where I've explored a lot of places. So the conversation goes on if you keep interacting in this way.
Okay, sir. Thank you. It is very glad to talk to you.
Thank you very much. Happy Diwali. Hanish.
So good afternoon, sir.
So nice name, yeah. This is one which actually I've never come across in my life so far. Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. What struggles did you face in becoming an IAS officer?
Yeah. Okay. One thing that really comes to my mind right now is that whenever I sit down for studying up, some or other person will always bother you that they have some work, the household has some work. They used to, entangle you into some of their personal business. They feel that, okay, we are sitting idle and studying, which means that, which doesn't mean that we don't have any work. We have the exact work to do. So that actually really bothered me during those days. So I gave my mom a blast also, don't bother me unnecessarily when I'm busy with my readings. If I'm free enough, then I can call you back. So my mom had been very supportive to not to bother me during the course of those preparations, and my dad was very instrumental when I really felt sick for not scoring high in some preliminary examination, mock examinations. And he said that identify the gray areas first. Wherever you are competent enough, don't focus upon that reading. Wherever you are not competent enough or wherever you are not able to answer, analyze those things, give as many exams as you can. When you give as many mock exams as you can, you will identify yourself. Yes, I'm able to answer this, but I'm not able to answer those things which are your gray areas, and that they have to be summarized. So my dad was instrumental in that particular mock examination aspect, as well as personality test preparation, that he used to interact with me more and more, so that I should be in a position to converse with everyone, that the fear factor should be completely taken away.
Thanks, sir, and happy Diwali to you.
Thank you, Dad. Same to you. Revan Sai.
Sir.
Yes, please. Can you unvideo yourself?
Yes, sir. I had one question, sir.
So go ahead, please.
Why do you got that thought you want to become an IAS officer, sir?
That's my passion, dear. That's my passion, and I had already answered your questions here. That is to do something betterment for the society and to do something productive for the society, and a variety of job and day-to-day activity is very productive. We interact at least with 100 people on a day-to-day basis. So knowing various problems of the society and try to troubleshoot them.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, dear. Kartikeya.
And advance happy Diwali, sir.
Thank you, dear. Same to you. Happy Diwali. Kartikeya, if I'm not wrong, we had interacted.
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead.
First, we have advance.
Thank you, and same to you.
I'm from 8th D, sir. I want to ask questions. Sir, how to behave and how should be our body language in any interviews?
Yes, body language should be decent enough. It should not be, what do you say? It should not be vulgar. It should not be. You should strike a balance. You should establish the eye-to-eye contact. You should not be rude, or your attitude should not be in such a way that తెలుగులో అంటారు కదా ఒక సామెత, వీడికి చాలా ఇది ఎక్కువ అని చెప్పేసి అట్లా ఉండకూడదు. మనం చాలా వినమ్రతతో ఉండాలి అండ్ పద్ధతిగా ఉండాలి అండ్ ఎవరిని ఇబ్బంది పెట్టకుండా ఉండాలి.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, can you say what is your favorite subject teacher? Who was your favorite subject teacher while you are studying in Montessori?
Okay, I still feel that there are so many. I should not confine myself to one teacher alone, and there are so many teachers. I mean, it can be Malti ma'am, it can be Suchata ma'am, it can be Siguri ma'am, it can be Raju sir, it can be Suresh sir. Whoever had taught us, they all taught us good. It can be Anjali ma'am. So I still recollect all the subject teachers very well, and I still keep in touch with most of them.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Nihar.
Good morning, sir. My name is Kenny Har. I am studying 7th class D section. Now I am asking you a question, sir. Give a brief description about your education, sir.
Well, 2000 I passed my 10th class. 2002 I passed my +1 and +2, and 2006 I am done with my engineering, BTech, computer science engineering, and 2008 I am into IRS, and 2011 I am into IRS.
Okay, sir.
Right.
Advance happy difference.
Thank you, dear. Thanks a lot. Sumarasri, again, if I'm not wrong, you have raised your hand.
Sir, good morning, sir.
Yeah, please.
I had 3 questions, sir. Why you thought to become an IAS officer only?
Well, the same question again. Variety of job, productive advantage for the society, to do something better for the society, and interact with wide sections of the population, troubleshoot their problems. That's it.
Who is your role model to become an IAS officer?
Yes, okay. So I'll come to that point. I mean, there are many role models in life. As I told you, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar is one particular role model that had always inspired me, because being a vulnerable guy, he rose to that level and he used the structure or the system for the benefit and advantage of many vulnerables in the section of society. It can be Mother Teresa, it can be our Honorable Prime Minister. They all does good. They all does for the public and welfare. Whoever the statesman is, they all work for a real cause. Our Honorable Chief Minister, your Honorable Chief Minister, everybody actually works for a good cause. Everybody actually works for the public good. So all of them who are actually serving the poor, or all of them who are actually working for the public, are my role models.
And the other question is, what bad incidents after you get IAS officer?
COVID is, yes, exactly speaking, COVID, despite my best efforts, or despite on a friendly effort also, things were not in my hand, because they were destined to happen. We have given them the best of the best medical care, or we have given them the best of the best supplements in my individual capacity also. But somehow it didn't work out due to the last minute approach to the hospitals. That is one such nightmare which I cannot forget during the COVID-2, not COVID-1, COVID-2. And second thing, at times you have to handle various pressure groups in the office for wrong reasons. So that also bothers us a lot.
Thank you, sir. Advance happy Deepavali, sir.
Thank you, and same to you. Monica?
So good afternoon, sir. I'm Monica,
Yes.
from 9th standard. Sir, all will say that IAS is the toughest job, but you have chosen it. Do you find any difficulties in it, sir?
I didn't get you. Come again. You have chosen the toughest job, and what? What is the next question?
Sir, do you find any difficulties in it?
Oh, definitely not. I mean, I have come here by choice, so I have to accept it. And no, I don't have any, what do you say, hardships about my decision. It's a very nice decision, and I'm really enjoying it.
Thank you, sir. Happy
Thank you.
Diwali.
Roshan? Roshan, can you unmute yourself?
Sir, I am studying 6th class. I had one question.
Yeah.
What you interest in sports, sir?
I do like indoor games. I mean, I'm not a sports freak that way. I actually used to enjoy my indoor games. I was a bit studious in my education and extracurricular, really speaking. I was much more confined to the indoor games itself. Something where the brain really matters a lot. It can be chess, it can be caroms, or it can be an indoor badminton play. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Advance happy Deepavali.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Thank you. Lola Sri.
Sir. Hello, sir. My name is
please.
I am from 6th D section. Sir, now my question is, you can tell me that after writing IAS exam, you feel any tension, stress?
No, because I told the story about my Anthro 1. Anthro 1, despite preparing very hard, I was a bit skeptical about the nature of questions that are going to be asked. But never I was tense during the course of my preparation, or never I was tense during the course of my personality test, because I feel confident that I'm going to crack it, either today or tomorrow, or wherever it may be. There is no such kind of apprehension which I do have for this examination. Definitely not. It's just an exam, and you are here to do a job.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Miss C, I hope we interacted before. Miss C, once again. Just for class 8.
Yeah.
Just a second.
Jeshwan, you have to deactivate another application that is running next to you over the webinar. It's duplicated, if I'm not wrong.
Sir.
Jeshwan, yeah, go ahead.
Sir. Good morning, sir. My name is Jeshwan. I'm studying 8th class. I have a question. Sir, which group you have taken in Inter after 10th?
Maths, physics, and chemistry.
Sir, another question. How to improve our communication skills?
You keep interacting more and more. You keep conversing with people more and more. Then definitely you will master your communication skills, and definitely. And communication skills is not a one-day affair. It's a continuous affair. It's a continuous affair throughout your life. You have to keep interacting more. That's all.
Thank you, sir. Advance happy Diwali.
Thank you, dear. Happy Diwali to you. Naga Srinivas.
Sir?
Yeah.
What is the most memorable moment in your life?
Oh, well, there are many. I mean, it doesn't confine to one memorable moment. I mean, there are so many things. Every day is a memory, because you will do something or other productive on a day-to-day basis. I can't say that this is memorable and this is not memorable. Definitely, there are so many memorable moments in my life.
Thank you, sir.
Right.
Advance happy Deepavali, sir.
Thanks, dear. Thanks a lot. Ritika Nagasri.
Good morning, sir.
Ritika.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, dear.
How encourage your parents to become the IAS officer?
My parents always supported me for my cause. I mean, they took care of my educational academic finances, and they motivated me very well whenever I'm actually low. When I did sound low, they really boosted up my morale, and they tutored me very well. They disciplined me very well. They have been my strength of pillars during the crisis, or they have been the strength of pillars during my peak periods. So without parents, we are not here. It's as simple as that. Even still date, if I do have any personal issues that is bothering my professional life as well as personal life, the only thing that I can approach is my parents, because they know how to nurture the kid. That's all. Hari Charan.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
Sir, if you have not become an IAS officer, which job will you choose as an optional?
So I never ever felt that I will not become. So I know very clear right from day one itself that I'm going to be into civil services. If not IAS, some more other civil services. That's for sure.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right. Srinivas Gautam.
Good morning, sir.
Morning. If I'm not wrong, we had already interacted once.
Sir, but I have another question, sir.
Please go ahead.
Which type of questions can come in civil exams, sir?
Oh, yes, you can browse the things over the web. My interviews are detailed. I mean, they are described in detail over the web itself. I have uploaded those documents. You can go through that. It's an hour-long process, so it might take a couple of hours for me to narrate you if I start going ahead. They can be with respect to your home place. They can be with respect to your achievements. They can be with respect to your subject. They can be with respect to your academics. They can be with respect to your employment details. Whatever that you fill on the piece of paper for the course of personality test, they will definitely ask you those questions. Apart from that, the current happenings, the national issues, the world issues, the geopolitical issues, the socio-economic, cultural, linguistic aspects of the society, so many more. They just want to test your personality, how well read you are, and how well behaved you are, and how well you converse with the others. I hope I made my point very clear to you, Beta, right? Right, fine. So this is Fatima.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
I am
afternoon.
Maliha Fatima. I am from 8th class D section. So I am here to ask you a question. If you are given two options, which option would you choose? The options are
You have muted your mic. Please do unmute yourself and ask the two options, please.
welfare of public or your career.
My career is always twined to the welfare of public. So the first option always prevails. Don't worry about it. My career is twined to the welfare of public. So there is no need to bother about my career. So welfare of the people will be the first.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mervyn Noel.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, where did you practice for your IAS examination, sir?
So I used to go to a couple of institutes called RC Reddy Study Circle. He is my mentor and who offered me free coaching during those days itself before me joining into the services, or before me getting selected for the services. And second one is Braintree, that is in Hyderabad itself. Both of them are from Hyderabad.
Okay, sir.
Manogna.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, please.
My name is Manogna. I'm 6th class D section. Sir, can you give me some tips to improve our confidence levels?
Okay, it is not a one-day affair, I can say you. It's a continuous, it's a consistent activity. You should be consistent in your approach. One way where you can actually improve your confidence building measures is you should interact with more and more. Then you can know your positives and negatives, and then you can start comparing with the positives and negatives of others.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dev. Sumant.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm Kesman from A3 section, and I have one question to ask you, sir. And sir, what was your schedule while preparing for civils exam?
So it all starts with the morning 6 o'clock. Get the Hindu newspaper, read the newspaper, and mug it up, whatever that are important for your preparation. And after that, go for a breakfast, half an hour for breakfast, and then come back. And you design the number of pages or decide the number of pages for your preparation with respect to each and every subject. And then you memorize it. Then a lunch break for 1 hour and come back. If you are really feeling sleepy, then sleep well and start another cycle of study. So it's all about yourself, not to go out, confine yourself to the room and read more and more. If you really, if I was really getting bored or if I was really getting irritated, then I used to spend some time over the Orkut social networking site or Gtalk conversing with my friends. Those days the friends were limited. They were hardly my fellows or classmates or study mates, whoever I was interacting. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, since you have spoken about the newspaper habit, so as many of the students here wants to become IAS officers in the future, so how do you think they should prepare or for the like reading? Newspaper reading is one of the most important.
Right. Okay, if you
should
check,
be
I
in
understood your question now. If you check out the Hindu newspaper or the Indian Express or Times of India, those happenings are twined to your day-to-day activities of the society. And those activities are also twined to your subjects. They are twined to science and technology, they are twined to geography, they are twined to economics, they are twined to statistics, they are twined to polity, they are twined to the constitutional setup, they are twined to the judiciary. So you just correlate these happenings to your subjects. The moment you correlate your happenings to the subject, then you will understand what is the essence of that news. So it all starts with your basic textbooks, okay, your SSC textbooks or your NCERT textbooks, where you learn about the subject. That is your alphabet. Once you learn the alphabet, then you have to come to a textbook. That is your sentence. And then you come to the newspaper. That is your final textbook or whatever it is. Right? Article 356, Article 352, you may read it, but its actual application happens during the real course of activities, and that is actually the newspaper which is going to project. For example, a rocket launching from Sriharikota. Before reading about the rocket launching from Sriharikota, you should read about SHAR. You should read about the various satellites that had been launched by the Indian Space Research Organization. You have to read about PSLV, you have to read about GSLV, you have to read about a Cartosat. Then you can actually understand what is the news that is going to happen or that is happening, which had been projected in the newspaper. For example, Justice Chandrachud sir had been appointed as the CJI. So what is CJI? Which article of the Indian Constitution illustrates about the Chief Justice of India, his role and responsibilities? And who are the Chief Justices of India so far? Who were the Chief Justices of India so far? That's how you should correlate yourself to the newspaper. Next, another third aspect, some kind of issue was happening in Kashmir. What is the problem of Kashmir? How big was the problem? How complicated the situation it is, and various groupings over there, the regional and ethnic groups over there. So when you read all this stuff, then you can actually correlate yourself to the newspaper.
Thanks.
Uma Varshit. Uma Varshit. Right. So Hasini, once again, if I'm not wrong.
Yes, sir.
Right, please go ahead. You have raise your hand once again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please tell me.
So can you say any other goals which not achieved by you in your life?
Another goals, okay, I mean, there are some personal goals. I will not speak about this because that is personal purely. And what I actually dreamt of is what I have realized. And you have to continue yourself because there is no end to the desires. But job satisfaction is one thing which I really wanted to achieve, and that I have tried my level best to achieve it. And rest of the things, in terms of travel, in terms of photography, or in terms of interactions, or in terms of learning, or in terms of assignments, yes, no doubt. I mean, I have done my best, and there is no end to it if you keep on desiring a lot for yourselves. So the best way is to contain yourself, because this is one dream to become an IAS officer, or this one dream to get into civil services, and have an established finance in the profession also. That is one thing, because my economic independence was different 22 years back, or was different 10 years back, and right now I have accumulated my savings, and it is going to accumulate. So that's good enough. There is no such other goal which I have right now, except to take care of my kids, and my wife have been very well supportive of this activity.
Okay, with this, I think we can end this insightful session.
If I'm not wrong, you Karthik, this kid is popping up. Just check. Let's check him out, and let's close the session after Karthik. Yeah. So Karthikeya, can you hear me? Unmute yourself, please. So he must be having some issues with his web over there. I mean, Nissi, another question, it seems to me. Nissi, have you raised your hand once again?
Yes, sir. Again, I can ask.
Please do.
Sir, how do your parents felt after you become IAS officer?
I'm most happy. I mean, they were waiting for the good news. I mean, they were actually longing to wait for the good news, maybe at least a couple of years back itself, because I started my profession very well in advance. So they just want to clear it to the last mile, and they're extremely happy.
Okay, thanks.
So Shabri, if I'm not wrong, we are done with our conversations with the kids. Shabri, are you there? Shabri. Shabri, can you hear me?
I'm so sorry, there was a power cut here. So my Wi-Fi just went off. So let's end this insightful session here. I'm so thankful, sir. I extend my pure gratitude towards you for giving us this valuable time of yours, and patiently answering all the questions, even the innocent ones of our students. And I extend nothing but the gratitude for making this a successful program.
So my best wishes for the Diwali kids, and happy Diwali to you all once again. And it's been a very good interactive session with me so far. I mean, your maturity levels are very high. I should compliment you for this matter. And during my student days, we don't have this much of gentry whom to interact with. And if somebody interacts in this manner also, they will be skeptical about it. But right now, it's very nice to see all of you asking the things in a free and fair manner, and very nicely illustrated before me. And also I'm very well impressed by your communication skills. We keep interacting more, and happy Diwali once again, and my best wishes to all of you, and my best wishes to the Montessori team, and see you soon. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, sir.